bro. And also, I heard like there's a whole bunch of fighting like in like at DC right now. Like, what the fuck is going on at DC? Man?
Finish off the year right. But first, supplies. We need supplies. Supplies!
I don't have any alcohol. Bro, yo. What? Shit. Give that. Give that, nigga. Give me that. Shit. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, pass that down. Pass it down. Pass it down. Let me get it. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I mean, I got this. Hold on. Cheers. Oh, shit. This way. Cheers, nigga. Oh, shit. I want to break the cup. Oh, my gosh, man. Fuck. Damn. Freaking camera. Stay still, nigga. Still, bro. It's always moving, man. It's always moving. All right, cheers. I feel like it should be back here. My head's in the way, so cheers. Yeah. Yo, why the hell did I choose to do this shit to myself, man? Like, I always put myself through some bullshit, man. Like why the fuck did I have to fucking like stop drinking, stop smoking for the new year? All right. Damn, I done finished all my water. All right. Let's go. See.
That was actually
Oh, man.
a line from the movie Explorers. Yeah, that might be way too much. Oh, no, looking at the list, it's not quite enough. Now, making a top 10 list, it's hard. Top 10 best list, every year is difficult. More difficult is making the top 10 worst list, because let's face it, there's a lot of bullshit that comes out in any given year. And only 10 slots to fill, which means when you watch this video and inevitably think to yourself, where's this movie? Weird, it's not on the list, just so many spaces. I did what I could to kind of put as many as I could on here. You'll see. As always for my list, these are not reviews. I do actually have reviews for all these movies on my YouTube channel. Anyhow, without further ado, sit back, relax. Let's talk about the top 10 worst movies of 2024, per my personal opinion. Starting with number 10. You know, recency bias is a real thing. Nothing wrong with it, but it's usually used to illustrate a positive. It's like, oh, you think that movie's cool because you just saw it yesterday kind of thing. But recency bias does work for a negative. Case in point, I still have Mufasa in my head as a...
What? Nah, bro, because I didn't see that shit yet. And I gotta go see that. Nah, bro, what? Chat, is this for real? Chat, like, chat saying now it's not for real, bro. What? Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Chat saying it's not for real, bro. Chat said, like, I might have to go see this movie and then decide, like, if I would put this on my top, like, worst, bro. Because that is diabolical. What?
Massive waste of time. I should stand a little over here so you can actually see the poster I put there. Continuing the trend of useless, forced live-action Disney remakes. It's not actually a remake, it's a prequel. It's also not live action, so there's that. It's a prequel no one asked for The Lion King that The Lion King never needed. I would say the characters are as forgettable as the music, but the characters are from The Lion King. But that's the only reason you remember them. And yeah, you heard that right. The music in the musical completely forgettable. When telling this story, you're not just telling the story of Mufasa becoming king, you're also telling the story of Scar's fall to villainy. And that was the laziest turn I think I've ever seen in a movie. I bought none of it. Sonic 3 did kick Mufasa's ass in the box office, though.
No. You're lying, bro. You're lying. You're literally lying, bro. Nah, they ain't fumbled this movie, bro. Nah, bro, I gotta see this movie for myself, man. What? Is this for real, bro? Chat, bro, chat. Like, is this for real? Nah, bro. Matter of fact. Hold on, man. Hold on, bro. I gotta check my AMC. I gotta check my AMC, bro. I need to check my AMC right the fuck right now, bro. Cause what? Yeah, bro. Yeah, we about to go see that shit. We about to go see that. Nah, what?
So, and you know what? Good. That needs to happen. It's the only way studios learn. It's the only way they listen is money. There's still time to turn back, Disney, before you butcher Tangled. In fact, you might be able to cut Lilo and Stitch right now, take the tax write-off, or you can keep butchering your legacy. You know, whatever. Number 9. Next up, Founders Day. Yes, in any given year, there are a lot of horror movies that are just trash. In fact, 2024 was actually a good year for horror. When I was making this list, I realized it was also a bad year for horror. Founders Day's generic dollar store Scream. It feels like someone watched Scream recently, but also just got into politics and said, hey, let's merge the two and make it feel like the most generic slasher flick in the history of ever. No need to even keep talking about this one. In a saturated market like slasher flicks, I don't see why you would watch this over most any other one. Number 8. Speaking of generic slasher flicks, The Strangers got a remake. Well, The Strangers Chapter 1. The original Strangers movie really surprised me when I watched it back in the day. Somehow, studios like, we're gonna recapture that magic. They just never have. Dipshit characters making all the wrong decisions. When I say generic slasher, I mean it. There were a couple moments where I was like, they're being so stupid, it's funny. There is that. Movie still ass, though. But it is called Chapter 1. Is it because it's a prequel? No. It's because there's going to be a Chapter 2. God help us all. Number 7.
Shit.
And this was about the point making this list when I realized over half of the real estate of this top 10 list was going to be horror movies. Couldn't have that happen. So number 7.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie though, like the quality in horror films has like went way down the freaking toilet. The last like good horror, like I'm just saying this like off the top of my head, but like It Follows, bro. I think that's like thriller. I don't even think that's horror. Like It Follows, Us. I don't even think Us is like horror either. Is that horror? Yeah, I don't even think. I think those are like thriller. Like that's more like a psychological thriller. It's not even like horror, but like the horror movies is ass, bro. Like I don't know what the fuck. Like nigga, let me make a fucking horror movie, nigga. Like I thought that was like the break-in way into this shit, man, with this horror movie, nigga. But the horror movies is doodoo, bro. Like I ain't even scared, bro. Like I be sleeping with the lights closed. Like
Night Swim, Tarot, Imaginary. They all get to be number 7. They all deserve to be on this list with only so many slots available, so that's the kerfuckery I come up with as an answer. Night Swim.
Yo, he's wild. Yo, he's wildin', bro. Oh shit. Nah, bro. Oh, he put 3 of them up.
Swim, the short film that
No.
works as a short film, but drawing it out to a feature film runtime just makes it feel padded. Works available for movies. Couldn't have half of the... And this was about the point making this list when I realized over half of the real estate of this top 10 list was going to be horror movies. Couldn't have that happen. So number 7, Night Swim, Tarot, Imaginary. They all get to be number 7. They all deserve to be on this list with only so many slots available, so that's the kerfuckery I come up with as an answer. Night Swim, the short film that works as a short film, but drawing it out to a feature film runtime just makes it feel padded, useless, boring. Tarot, the generic horror MacGuffin film, which was what Cabin in the Woods was poking at. It's like someone watched Cabin in the Woods, was like, instead of elevating that because they just called out that entire genre, let's just do another one. Offering nothing new, watch the trailer. The movie is as generic as the trailer looks. Imaginary, a world where imaginary friends aren't so imaginary. Could be cool, but the movie lacks imagination. I don't know what to say. Take all 3 of these, flush them right down the toilet. Number 6. All right, so this is also horror, but it's a Stephen King adaptation.
Oh, shit, bro.
So it is a bit different. It at least hits different for me. Because there was a day it showed us, hey, maybe modern Stephen King adaptations have kind of found a stride. But there have been enough recent Stephen King adaptations, Gerald's Game aside, that showed us, no, it was a fluke. Salem's Lot was one of them, and fellow fans of the book, we took it personally. The book was a slow burn, not going to say it's not, but the phrase slow burn implies payoff. This adaptation did not have that. No, it was just slow, it was a slog, it was boring. The cool moments in the book didn't even exist in here. The movie was delayed for a couple years and then just kind of quietly released on Max. After watching it, it's completely clear as to why. 1979 Tobe Hooper Salem's Lot. It was better and scarier. Number 5. Next up, okay. As you probably know, I'm a huge fan of the Joker, just the character. And I loved Todd Phillips' Joker movie. I thought it was a cool, interesting new take. And as that movie is a one-off standalone that made over $1 billion, studio said, hey, here's a check. Let's make a sequel that you all said you weren't gonna do. Now we have Joker. Folie à deux. It's like the movie missed everything that made the original good. You could have gone anywhere with a Joker sequel. He could have taken over Arkham. He could have done one of 100 things. In the end, it was made to be a weird love story, tap dancing musical. This movie was so bad, negatively received by fans and hated. There are theories out there as to how it even exists. Theories that Todd Phillips took the studio money and just made a piece of shit out of spite. I just feel like Occam's razor says Todd Phillips tried to do something different and it just didn't work. If we're keeping with the baseball metaphor of swings, taking a big swing, I get it. But people don't come for the swings alone. They come for the home runs that come as a result of a big swing. Big swing with a strikeout is still a strikeout. I can appreciate a big swing as much as the next guy. However, if for the Batman 2, Matt Reeves makes it some slapstick comedy crossover with the Three Stooges, that would be a big swing. It would also be stupid. Like Joker Folie à Deux. And just in case Warner Brothers is watching this video on the off chance, I want them to know that this movie made this list before you even gave me that bitch-ass copyright claim for my review of this movie. This movie already made the list because this movie was always trash. Number 4. Next up, man. I almost crushed all the Sony Spider-Man verse not Spider-Man movies into this one, and while Craven was boring, I'm gonna go ahead and let Madam Web shine alone in this spotlight today, because it was the movie this year to show us how bad, if not memeable, 2024 could actually get. The movie might become a cult classic somewhere down the line, one of those so bad it's fun kind of things. I do not discount that. I do love the fact that Dakota Johnson was talking shit about the movie before the movie actually came out, and Sydney Sweeney using this meme to propel herself to superstardom throughout the year. I mean, you gotta respect the hustle. But if you ever wanted a blueprint on how to not make a superhero movie, that's pretty much it. Jumping tracks to Craven for a second, if you have this Spider-Man verse without Spider-Man, but it is part of its own universe, why not have Craven hunt Venom if they're in the same universe? Anyhow, moving on. Number 3. Rebel Moon Part 1 came out last year, and I said, well, let's see where this goes with Part 2. Then I watched Part 2, and I said, well, Fuck you for wasting my time. The Scargiver, Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver. It's a boring mess of a sci-fi slog. Dollar Store 7 samurai in space, though they're on a moon, so I guess it's not space, just elsewhere. Poor Sofia Boutella had to have that dipshit haircut for nothing. Nothing. I hope she got paid well. Get the bag. You know what I'm saying. I'm just saying. I hope she got a bonus. I also hate the business tactic of it, and I've seen it more and more.
Damn,
Make a
bro.
shitty movie on the promise that, well, there's a director's cut coming out, and it'll be better. I'm not watching your shitty movie twice. Certainly not watching a longer version of it. I hate the fact that it does make me look at it from the Lucasfilm perspective and go, yeah, I can see why they passed on this. I can see why those idiots passed on this. What a world. Number 2. Video game adaptations. They're still a thing, still around. There have been some good ones
Yo.
recently, usually
got no
reserved
words,
for
bro.
being
I'm
a
just like-
series. Borderlands is not that. Borderlands is Eli Roth never grew up, never grew out of the frat house, and wrote a shitty sci-fi action comedy that's not funny, then directed it. Not only do the actors look zombified as they're floating through this nonsense for their paycheck, but they're all horribly miscast. Now, given it's Eli Roth,
Borderlands.
usually known for violence,
that on
and gore,
Netflix?
and the
I think that's on
general
Netflix.
disjointed clusterfuck that this movie feels like, I could see it being a situation where this movie was written and filmed to be a rated R film, and the studio was like, hey, PG-13, make it happen in post, which never works out. I get it, and I empathize with the situation. But on the consumer level, it's all about what are the fans going to have to sit through? A disjointed, unfunny sci-fi slog of a mess with shit special effects and noticeable green screen. But moving on. Number 1. And here it is, the number 1 spot. The movie that, well, it just annoyed me more and more as time went on. I've told you this before, my brother and I will pour some scotch and watch a bad movie. Just because, you know, I guess talking shit about bad movies is a brotherly thing to do. We have fun, but he loves the original Crow. So do I. But I'm really morally conflicted on whether or not I should show him the 2024 Crow reboot. Because I don't want to take it from him. You know, I don't want to show him how they massacred his boy. Bit funny that Bill Skarsgård is in my favorite and least favorite movies of 2024. I don't know what it means, but there's that. Take what you know to be the Crow, then crumple it up, piss on it, shit on it, put it in a blender, flush it down the toilet with imaginary taro and what was the other? Night Swim. And you'll kind of have a sense of what I'm talking about here. They tried to frame this movie like it wasn't a remake of the film. It's an adaptation of the source material. It's nothing like the source material. The 1994 Crow is far more accurate to the James O'Barr graphic novel than the 2024 Crow film is. Eric Draven and the character he is, not seen anywhere on here. Eric Draven in The Crow, Spectre of Vengeance, absolutely. Is that a tragedy? You bet. But he's still a positive influence to the good people around him in his orbit. Eric Draven in this movie goes on a massacre, a complete and total killing spree, murdering people who had nothing to do with he and Shelley's murder. Do they get to come back as a Spectre of Vengeance now? Do they get to be like, well, I was working the night shift because I worked 2 jobs to put food on the table for my family? This dude just came in and started shooting and killing us. Cherry on top, he decides to traumatize an entire auditorium of opera goers by throwing a couple heads into the audience, who again had nothing to do with he and Shelley's murder. There's no relatable human connection to ground the supernatural resurrection revenge story. There's no Sarah character, Ernie Hudson character. This is the kind of movie someone would make if they've never read The Crow, seen The Crow, they've only heard about The Crow. This movie and the characters not only come across as a betrayal of the characters, but a betrayal to James O'Barr and the reason he wrote The Crow in the first place. It makes me wonder why it's even called The Crow, because what is The Crow in the movie? What does The Crow do? This glass of scotch is more of a character than The Crow is in The Crow. The Crow City of Angels is a better movie. The Crow City of Angels is a better movie than the 2024 Crow is. I said what I said, and that's the hill I'll die on. And that's it. That's my list of 10. Well, slightly more than 10, but 10 worst movies of 2024. But barring a GTA 6 trailer dropping later today, this should be the last video of 2024 from me to you. Another sincere thank you once again from me to you for watching me for another year. I appreciate you. So have fun on New Year's Eve. Be safe. Drink responsibly. But as the fact remains, 2024 gave us a lot of movies that can be categorized under Woof! What are the top 10 worst movies of 2024 for you? Whatever they are, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.
Alright, so what the worst movie I seen this year, man? I did see some movies. Out of all the movies I seen this year, I think what is the worst movie I seen this year? Like, what's the worst movie I seen this year, man? Fuck. See, like, I didn't make a list. Like, damn, I wish I had a list. Like, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, man. What are like? Oh, fuck. Like the movie I'm thinking about, I don't even think that movie came out this year. Like, the movie I'm thinking about right now that I have in my head, that's like a shitty movie in my head. Like I can't even say it because I don't even think it came out this year. That shit probably came out 2 years ago, bro. So, but it's alright though, cause like, nigga, it's 2025, motherfucker. I'm gonna keep a list, bro. I have a list of all the movies. Like every time I see a movie, boom, it's gonna go in a list, and I'm gonna like do a do you binge about it for y'all, so y'all could be like, ah, shit, let me look at the do you binge, see what's up with it, and like, word, bro, like about it, man. And then like at the end of the year, we're gonna do a top 10. We're gonna do a top 10. Yo, shit, nigga, yeah.